Greetings on a Monday. Yeah, this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And thank you all for tuning in. Or if you can't tune in at the moment, uh, you can watch the replay, which I have pretty good replay value. But all of it is appreciated. And one thing I would appreciate as you guys walk into this broadcast is if that you hit the like button. And if it's your first time on this channel, you also hit the subscribe button. And it'll be a great thing that you did just for that day. And hey, you know, one of the best decisions you ever made. So we start off by saying, "Long live the habitual line steppers." Um, all right, let's see. I already have somebody in the chat. D. What's going on? Okay, so just gonna wait for a few more people to get here. But while we do that, let me explain the title of tonight's stream. It's called The Curse of Comparison. Um, Usually, when you speak on the curse of comparison, it's usually in the context of when you're doing something and whether it's okay or great, you stand a chance as being compared to someone who has done something similar, and as a chance you might be overshadowed because someone did it greater than you did. I would say one instance is every great basketball player versus Michael Jordan. Yeah, so because Michael Jordan, many would call the greatest of all time. And often the conversation when one regular name that they compare Michael Jordan to is LeBron James. Anthony Drosos, what's going on, man? What's going on? Um, yeah, so yeah, there's is many examples with this, but let me more so explain the context that we're going to be discussing tonight. As far as the curse of comparison, because this is really stupid in a lot of ways, and I just want to have a little talk about it tonight. So, yeah, so let me share the screen real quick, and me hold on one second, just be a little bit patient with me. Shoot. All right, and as I remind you, be mindful of what's scrolling across the bottom of your screen here. Uh, yeah, so yeah, and one of those messages down there, one of them says fair use. Um, so fair use on any uh, uh, news articles or clips that I may show in any of these broadcasts that I did not originally produce myself. So, reading the headline here, detained WNBA star Brittany Griner pled guilty to drug charges in Russia. And if anybody wants to know what drug that is, it's hashish. Hashish, I believe, is a byproduct of cannabis. Cannabis is the technical term for marijuana. Marijuana is basically a slang term. It's a Mexican slang term, if you didn't know that, to make it sound worse than what it really is. Now, my view on marijuana might be a little different than yours. But I will say this, I'll put it in a nutshell. To me, marijuana or, cannabis is one of the dumbest things in history to be illegal. I mean, pork and peanuts is more dangerous than marijuana. It really is. But um, aside from how I may feel about it, feelings are irrelevant. Um, the drugs are highly illegal in the country of Russia, and what happened to Miss Griner is very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Uh, but let's dive into this. Let's dive into this article. So let's read. Let's read for a little bit. Says detained WNBA star Brittany Griner pled guilty on Thursday to bringing hashish oil into Russia, telling judge that she had done so inadvertently while asking the court for mercy. The move is not expected to end her trial in Kimki, Russia anytime soon. Even with a guilty plea in Russian criminal courts, the judge will continue to read the full case file in the record, and it still could go on for weeks or months. Um, Here's what I believe in reading that. Um, I believe Russia is into a kind of detainment that they call bullpen therapy. Bullpen therapy is really like keeping you in longer than you really need to be there, so you'll think long and hard about what you did. Uh, yeah, they'll do anything that will wake you up. They'll wake you up at very, very early in the morning, what's beyond necessary, because they really, really, really want to make you regret being in there. They said Griner, who was detained at Moscow's uh, Sheremetyevo, shoot, forgive me if I pronounce that wrong, but most of you will probably pronounce it wrong too. Airport on February 17th, and told the court that she packed vape cartridges accidentally and did not intend to break Russian law. Sure, you reported it. Sure, you packed them up accidentally. I mean, shoot, like the way, like ever since September 11, 2001. I mean, people should be far more conscious of how they behave at airports. But here we go. In quote, she said, "I like to plead guilty, Your Honor, but there was no intent. I didn't want to break the law." Okay, and they're saying that the next court hearing is scheduled a couple days from now. So this is not central to the topic. Just wanted to show you this, the nature of why this discussion is being had. So let me let me let me show y'all something else real quick. All right, show y'all some. Now here's my thing. Why in the world, when with all of the trouble that Brittany Griner's gotten herself into, would you ever compare her to LeBron James? Now, the Brittany Griner's American coach, which her name is Vanessa Nygaard, I believe. She, I don't know if this was a tweet or but she was saying is if this was LeBron James, he'd be home. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. What's going on, my brother? Once again. um well, this is dumb as fuck. This is dumb as fuck. Okay, let's examine LeBron James for a second. LeBron James is uh he's a multiple time NBA champion. He's a family man. He's a model athlete. And LeBron James wouldn't be caught doing this stupid shit in the first place. He takes his profession very seriously, unlike Mrs. Griner. The reason why I say Mrs. is because she's married. But with those kinds of arrangements, I don't know whether she's the Mrs. or the Mister or whatever. um, yeah, and second of all, this why would this is very puzzling to me. Why would she bring LeBron James into this conversation in the first place? Um, okay, it's two things which let me bring these into context because one is a word that every single female seems to hate brought up every time they get themselves into some bullshit, and another word is basically a term that was coined on social media but is very relevant to this conversation. The first word is accountability. Accountability. Yep, that's the first word. The second word is whataboutism. Whataboutisms are basically used as a way of taking the emphasis off of the stupid shit that you do and try to put it on someone else as if the someone else is more important than what you have done. And I'll show you a couple examples of this as we get into this. But uh, just it why would I mean I get Vanessa Niger, maybe Brittany Griner is a pivotal player in their games. Maybe she is a leading scorer. I really don't know the stats of Brittany Griner, but I mean she broke the laws of another country. she she broke the laws of another country, and when you go anywhere, I mean even within this country, you need to be mindful of the laws, and if you break those laws, you can be punished. Nobody knows better about the accountability of the law than black men. Tell me that I'm wrong. Anthony Drosos. Most of the WNBA are toaster ovens. Shout out to Only the Ghost. Okay. Yeah, I check his content out every now and again. I kind of ghost watch him a little bit. I go ahead and admit that. D. Scott, what's going on? He says B Dubs don't want protection. They want protection from the consequences of their own actions. Exactly. That's why they lack accountability and use the whataboutism tropes. And like I said, I will show you a couple of examples. But what I will say to a Vanessa Nagard or Nygard or however you pronounce her name, uh, LeBron wouldn't be caught doing stupid shit like that. I mean, especially a person who cares about his image. Uh, this guy opened up a school, the I Promise School in Cleveland, if I got the name of that school correctly. So it is what it is. I was reading a post from Marcus Aurelius. I'll get to that in a second, but let me read this comment. Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power says they are so entitled. They love talking about inequality about the NBA. Yet it's the NBA that takes a loss every season, funding the WNBA season. Yeah, exactly. So I don't understand why they bitch about men so much, about men not supporting them. The key thing is the main supporters and the main subsidiaries of the WNBA are men, and particularly men in the NBA. So I'm glad you brought that up. Dang Juan, what's going on? Says look like a whole man up there. Yeah, she do look like one of the fellas. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, but here's an example of what I'm talking about. This is obviously a melanated girl tweet. She was Indigo Flow aren't the main supporters of the WNBA men. Yeah, I literally just said that, but thanks for reinforcing it. In fact, I'm gonna post that right there. I'm gonna keep that up there for a second. No, wait a minute, it's getting in the way of the last line. Um, But let me read Christy Yamaguchi's. Yeah, that's a very appropriate name. Just for a future note, if you want to be taken seriously in your life, use names like that. Said I guess she responds to Vanessa Nagar's statement. Um, Said no, he wouldn't. But LeBron would never be in this position because LeBron isn't forced to go to a hostile country uh, and play ball in their leagues for extra income. Brittany makes 220K a season. LeBron makes 41 million. That's the real angle that nobody seems to want to discuss. Um, Again, stupid shit. Because yes, this conversation is had every fucking year. Every time the WNBA is brought up. Every time the WNBA is brought up and they bring up this income inequality, one of the first things that many would say, and I've said this many a times too, is put asses in seats. Put asses in seats. You increase this little thing that people like to call revenue and shit. Many of pro athletes, male pro athletes, had to build their sports up and build their leagues up into, getting that kind of money and making those kinds of salaries. Let me give you an example. Back in the day, NBA players and NFL players in the off season had to work jobs, had to work second jobs. A few football players back in the day, I'm talking about 70s and early 80s, shit, in the off season, they were pro wrestlers. Shit. One example, one really prominent example was Ernie the Cat Ladd. Ernie Ladd. Shoot. I mean, but what happened was these men had to bust ass in order to get to that point. Become compelling enough. The games had to become exciting enough. They had to project and exuberate their passion onto that field, onto that court every time they played. And what happened was they started to generate revenue. And let me give you a prime example of how a lot of that shit went into the stratosphere. They had to thank this guy called Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan came out with his damn tennis shoe that I still haven't owned a pair of till this day. When he came out with his tennis shoe, shoot, I mean, shit. I mean, these guys had to like I say, these guys had to work hard, and the women of the WNBA, they're not excluded from that. They're not. What these women want to hear is, "Oh, you deserve as much as the men." No, the fuck you don't. Now let me get to. I was saying that I read a post from Marcus Aurelius. He said he attended a WNBA game and they said the women in the crowd were chanting "Men hop on board." I really wish I'd have had a copy of that post so I could show you. Um, but why? Why should they? Men are not only the biggest subsidiaries of the WNBA, in particular the NBA, they're also the biggest spectators and the viewers. So it's not the men you should be talking to about this. It's the women, and particularly the LGBT community. And let me show y'all real quick, and as a reminder as to why I don't fool with the WNBA too much. Not that their product is so compelling that I have to sit on the edge of my seat each game. But let me share the screen again. I'm gonna show y'all something. Show y'all something. Let me hold on one second. Let me all right. So who remembers this? Now remember fair use. Who remembers this? WNBA player by the name of Candace Wiggins. Uh, Basically, she's saying that she was bullied by, by the the players and the people in the WNBA because of she was straight, and like she says that 98%, which I don't know if that's an exaggerated number or not, but from the way some of these uh, players look, shoot, it might not be that far fetched. She said 98% of the women that play in the WNBA are gay, and she stood on her heterosexuality, and she said that she was bullied quite a bit. This might have low key put a stain on the WNBA because of this. And this is one of the reasons why, like, I really am kind of back and forth about Stephen A. Smith. Really, like, I'm not really cool with the guy because I remember Stephen A. Smith flapping his gums on Sports Center about this particular incident, and he was all like, "Well, I need proof. I need proof. You just can't make accusations like that with no proof." And the funny part about that was that's when they were pushing this believe all women real hard. This is when the Me Too movement first started ramping up. No, they had already pretty much ramped up by then. So so basically it was hypocrisy. Okay, so when okay, you can say believe all women until it's women like this. Basically saying that it's a bunch of, well, what they like to call bull daggers in in the WNBA, and basically it was the pressure to be just like them. Hell, shit, I would probably believe that Brittany Griner is one of those bullies. Shoot, from what I understand, she's an abuser. Shoot, yeah, and we have a very hypocritical view on abusers when it comes to women. In fact, they say the biggest abusers in relationships are alphabet women. The biggest abusers, but they stick that on men. And this is where a lot of the dummy comparisons come in. Man Cold TV, what's going on? Weather, what's going on? Oh yeah, Man Cold TV is reinforcing what I just said. Brittany Griner has domestic abuse on her record. She was suspended 7 games for domestic violence against her wife or ex-wife. Had this been a man, they would have called him a wife beater and not support him. Yeah, for the rest of his days. Indigo Flow says I F with a chick that played ball in college. She gave up basketball altogether. I suspect it was for something like that, even though she hasn't told me. I just got a feeling. Yeah. Well, let's see. Weather said they all look like Harlan Heat. Whether the eggs they have fighting their female nature, Kev, it manifests in the hostile masculine energy. Yeah, they have this term called toxic masculinity. Um, my answer to that is masculinity is only toxic when it's a female. But hey, you know what? There could be other ways that could be spun. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd power. I watched the WNBA game and thought I was watching an old Benny Hill episode with the wacky music in the background. All right, so yeah, so let's get that dumb shit off the screen. Hello, Toya. So yeah, the NBA versus the WNBA. This is one comparison that's gonna be dumb forever. I mean, seriously. If you put, and I guarantee you this, if you put the weakest NBA team against the strongest WNBA team, the NBA team is gonna win. Period. It's just biology. It's just biology. Now, like say for instance, if I played Brittany Griner in basketball, Brittany Griner's gonna win, and that's because I have no real professional basketball training. I mean, shit, if you want to call street ball professional, then yeah, I still will fucking lose. But if you put name a weak basketball player, no, I ain't gonna name a weak one. I'll say Russell Westbrook. If you put Russell Westbrook, even the way he performed this past season with the Lakers, hell, he'll beat the shit out of Brittany Griner in basketball. People really need to stop making this comparison. Those girls have to earn it. They gotta earn it. I'm sorry. They gotta find them ways. They gotta find ways to make themselves as compelling as the men. And the men the where the WNBA has been doing it for years, the NBA has been doing it for decades. They just have a bigger following. They just have a much bigger fan base. They generate tens of times the revenue than a WNBA game. A WNBA game can't even halfway fill up an arena. College foot like like women's college basketball games do better filling up seats than the WNBA. So let's get to some of the whataboutisms now. Now take a look at the screen. Take a look at the screen. And this is further why this little comparison thing is so stupid. This is more of a whataboutism and a lack of accountability. The bonnets, a man said, whether hybrid young MA is a very sad person. Yeah, young MA. She's a city girl, right? Young MA was 13 years old in the third grade. So she really hit a lick when it came to rap in hip hop. And that's not really what she does. She just gets on a song and just kind of talks. But Manco TV said the WNBA might not even be around 10 years. They use a smaller ball. The 3 point line is shorter. Yeah, exactly. And it's because they are chicks. But where the youngin may have serious issues, Kevs, you can tell. But yeah, this is another one. Okay, remember when the and I know everybody because this is still going on strong. When the whole bonnet thing hit, when Monique started talking about women wearing bonnets in Publix. Hell, I went to the grocery store tonight to pick up a couple things, and they like I've been seeing them more and more. I've been seeing, and these are black women in particular. You know, let's not pretend like it isn't. Let's not pretend like I'm just on the self hate train, like you know many like to say, because and fuck you if you don't like it. But I'm just playing. Um, yeah, and I saw this today. I saw this today because someone posted like a picture of he just posted a picture of two women sitting down with bonnets on, and he had a female coming to his comments talking about why y'all talking about bonnets. Y'all don't need to be talking about that. Y'all need to be worried about pulling y'all pants up. Yeah. And my comment to that, well, my reply to that was, we had been ragging on dudes for sagging pants for years, decades. Shit, ever since I was in high school. Ever since I was in high school. I mean, saggy pants has really devolved into what you see on the screen. Like they like it used to be like guys would kind of show their underwear line, but they would wear like a shirt over it. I mean, you can tell that their pants weren't all the way around their backsides. I mean, but it wasn't to the ridiculousness you see today. It still wasn't there. And yeah, we drag these dudes. I think is I really think, and I'm not speaking for everybody else, but I know what my feelings are on this. And it looks stupid. I hate going into gas stations. I hate seeing it out in public. I don't want to look at another man's underwear when I go out in public. Pull your fucking pants up. And like one of the worst things that I see is a dude walking down the street holding on to his pants, because if he doesn't, they're gonna fall around his fucking ankles. But the thing is though, you can't, like, when you say something like bonnets are stupid too, like these bonnets are stupid. Why can't you get yourself together better than that? And really, the bonnet to me, if I were single, bonnet would be a red flag. Shoot, I would never write like, and I know a female could care less about me saying this, or care less about any of us for that matter. But I wouldn't want to walk up and try to holler at no female with a bonnet on. Lost your goddamn mind. Shit. That's not love at first sight material. I'm sorry. But you will hear scores of females trying to constantly say, "Oh, why y'all making fun of black women?" Yeah, that's one thing that I've been seeing very much. Why y'all make fun of us? Y'all just want to put us down. How can you hate? How can you hate the black woman? Don't nobody hate you. All we're saying is bonnets look very fucking stupid in public. Shoot. And we have no problem saying that other look is stupid. It's just that every time somebody says something about you, you can't sit up there and bring it up. You bring up something else as a way of deflecting. Shit, shit, shit's dumb. It's just dumb. Marcus B28. WNBA isn't going anywhere. Feminists and the media will not allow it to fail. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. A lot of things that are backed by feminism and woke culture, which when I speak of woke culture, I'm not talking about black people talking about stay woke as far as, racism is concerned. I'm talking about woke culture as in feminism and the alphabet community hijacking the word. Like they would rather continue to endorse a failing product rather than to admit, hey, we made a mistake and we need to cut our losses. Anthony Drossel said, "You'll even see bonnets in public here in Canada. It's like it's contagious." Yeah, it's like the more and more we said things about sagging pants, the more and more they say stuff like "fuck you, old niggas." And it's the same thing with bonnets. Once Monique went on social media, I believe it was Instagram, where she made that video and said that, hey, you know what? If you want to play the part of a queen, you need to carry yourself as such. Wear your crown. Your bonnet is not your crown. She said something to that effect. And then you had not only the women doubling and tripling down on the bonnet wearing, you had these goofy ass dudes sitting up here trying to wear bonnets virtue signaling on social media, and all it made them motherfuckers do is look like they were sus. Whether they're exclusively black women, Becky and Maria are rocking bonnets. Let me see if I ever think, have I seen a Becky or Maria wearing a bonnet? I can't think of it right now. I think I seen maybe one Maria, but she was shaped like a cereal box. So uh, let's see. Weather said, think about this, Kev. LGBTs don't sag, but heterosexual black men do. Hmm. Wow. Wow. That, you know what? That is something. Oh, Indigo Flow said it used to be big baggy pants. Cats were sagging. These young cats are sagging tight jeans now. Yeah, they buy skinny jeans and they buy them so skinny that they can't even pull them up. I say it's a garbage look. It's a garbage ass look. Indigo Flow says woke is theirs now. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power said dude be wearing belt and fasten it lower than their waistline to keep the pants sagging. All right, we got a super chat from Marcus B28. Thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Says on Facebook, I saw a black woman wearing a bonnet on vacation during an excursion. Sad, sad, sad. D, but thank you, Marcus B28. D says after age 25, everyone, to them, everyone is old. Why do we as black people, especially black men, do we do this? Well, black folks, I mean, black women, they kind of do it as well. We call somebody old, like, and we what we do is we discard that person once we call them old. Like, I remember, like, even me back in the day, back in my younger days, I had a roommate that turned 30 years old. All I did all day was rag him about him being old. But I mean, I did it in fun. I didn't do it in a very disrespectful manner. But like in 2022, man, if the dude is 27, if he 30, and if he find out some dude is 40 or 45, and there's an exchange or a difference of opinion, the 30-year-old will start calling the 40-year-old an old nigga. Hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power says it's annoying how black women think we hate them when we give them constructive criticism. Also, there are black women outside the country. By default, we don't hate black women. And Weather says hybrid stop it, stop for whatever reason. D. Scott says we do that age thing to shame men to deal with the old bitches that failed at life. Oh, God. Said black women age like wine while niggas ain't shit from the time they are born. Yep, sad facts. Manhood Man Code TV says because black culture is immature, Kev, They don't see themselves past 25. The culture has to grow up. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, but let me slide into another comparison. Um, yeah, this right here. And look, guys. Let me tell you how stupid this comparison is. You know, whenever someone does the white people do it too, you seem to hand your power to white people when you say that. Yeah, because I've seen this comparison quite a bit within the last week. Now, we all know that Tierra Mack, Senator of Rhode Island, I mean, I didn't even know who she was till she did this, which means that and many of us didn't, which means by her doing this, mission accomplished. Um, yeah, like especially on Facebook, and I gotta tell you about black folks on Facebook, very low vibrational, very simple thinkers. Um, the people on black folks on Facebook will go faster in the insults than to actually try to have a conversation with you, and then start gaslighting you. Oh, it's just Facebook. It's just social media. Yeah, but whenever like black black female in particular does something really stupid, you always have that one. What about what the men are doing, or white women do it too? Now I put together this particular two pictures side by side. Yeah, I put these two pictures side by side just based on the fact that you're going to encounter people who are going to make this comparison. The difference is, I don't know who the two white girls are, but we all know that's a state senator. And we have this tendency wherever black people do something in public, then we basically throw everybody black into that box. So instead of saying that when we see shit like this, especially a state senator, maybe we should do better to maintain a better and proper image. And it's not for the benefit of any other group of people or another race. We should do it because, excuse me, we should do it because it's our look. It's the way we look. We should take pride in ourselves. Instead, instead, instead of saying, "Hey, you know what? This is not a good look for us. You should probably act within a little bit more class." No, then you have some people talking about some white women do it too. So what you're actually saying is that white women are your leader when you say that. When you say white people do it too, you're following the lead of white people. And for some reason, we're supposed to be on code, and we're not supposed to make ourselves look that weak. Hurry up and buy what's going on. Roger report. Long live the habitual line steppers. Most important saying in all of social media. If you didn't know, now you know. Your man Weather said, "Why the black woman butt flatter than the two Beckys?" Man Code TV. That shit is embarrassing. This is a sitting state senator a black woman. Hey, but but supposedly, because she's a black woman, supposedly, we're supposed to be supporting her no matter what. We're not supposed to put emphasis on how shameful this looks. Indigo Flow. I was encouraged to see black women speak out against this, though. I saw more calling it out than co signing it. That I can say. Hey, you know what, though? You know what? Although I did see some co signing it, I also seen a lot of people with the facepalm comments, too. And this is a definite telltale sign that some black women are getting tired of seeing this shit. There's this there's this twerk there's yet another twerk video out there of females twerking in a restaurant. And when I did look at the comments, most of the black women in the comments were like, "No, we need to do better." And what I'm getting for that is there's only so much you can defend when it comes to this crap. There's only so much you can defend, and it's a growing number of females. Even though there's still a bunch of them that'll make excuses for this shit, there's a growing number of females that's really getting tired of seeing stuff like this. That man, oh, Donnie's in the chat. What's going on? He said, "Take that back to the Caribbean." Greg, what's going on? Good to see you. Y'all tripping in the chat. Says she need to twerk into a gym. Marcus B28 says, "Black women need to listen to people like you and the others from the black manosphere. I'm done with arguing and explaining it to them. You guys represent me now. I'm done talking." Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, but shoot. Should I drop this link? Should I drop this link? See, hold on one second. Let me check something out real quick. See, hopefully all y'all pressing like. Say likes are for free. Likes are for free, and it's for the algorithm. So I got 25 watching. I got 21 likes. Somebody hasn't pressed like. Somebody hasn't pressed like. Indigo Flow said, "Word is bond. I'm tired of seeing black women twerking everywhere." It's really it. And you know what though? Let me tell y'all something. I really don't in certain situations. I really don't mind seeing a woman twerk in certain situations, especially if it's for especially if it's for my own personal entertainment and if the ass looks good. That's very important. If the ass looks good, it has to. Call me what you want, but call me a good judge of something. If those look like if it looks like a heart shape and it looks like a heart when it's upside down, yay. When she know how to jiggle it, make it clap, all that shit, but not a bunch of them that are in a restaurant, especially a restaurant that I'm eating at, because I prefer that twerk when isn't in my food. Oh, dang one. I mean, it look like chocolate dribbles over some fat back. Uh, yeah. But I mean, and here's the thing. Also, I do understand that we shouldn't just limit all of the bad, negative stuff to our group. But our group needs to have the maturity enough to understand and to know that there is a time and a place for everything. And everything does not warrant an excuse whenever we're called on it like it is something bad. It isn't. So, for those of you who are just joining us, let me give you a slight recap of what inspired this broadcast. This comparison right here. Uh, 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 uh. You have a sports legend being compared to a lawbreaker, basically. I mean, although she is an athlete, which you can't deny her that she plays on a professional team. She's also a lawbreaker. She is a domestic abuser, and she could be facing a decade in prison for breaking the laws in a country as crazy as Russia. Why would you want to risk it all just to get a little high? And I'm not condemning the partaking in cannabis and its various byproducts. I'm not condemning that. I'm not judging that. I partook for a lot of years. I'm currently not partaking. I'm thinking about going back to it, but I haven't done anything in months. But I tell you what, I'll never get caught in Russia with that shit. And the the comparison, the curse of comparison. That's the name of this broadcast. Yeah. When I saw this stupid shit right here, Coach Vanessa Nygaard or Nygaard or whatever, however you pronounce it, Brittany Brittany Griner's American WNBA coach says this: if it was LeBron James, he'd be home. Number one, I seriously doubt it. Like, why do they act like that? Things are so much easier on a man, uh, more or less a black man. I don't fucking get it. Do you know what black men go through in the in the in the country, let alone the fucking world? Shit, if it was LeBron, it'd be even worse. But it wouldn't be LeBron for various reasons. And I will say it again. LeBron he's a multiple time NBA champion. He's a model athlete. He's a family man, which means that he has a lot to lose. He also opened up a school in his hometown. Why would he fuck all that up? Yeah, but see, on top of that was this stupid ass tweet right here. No, he wouldn't, in response to what Coach Vanessa Nygaard said. No, he wouldn't, but LeBron would never be in this position because LeBron isn't forced to go to a hostile country. How the fuck is she forced? What, she can't stay in an apartment on a six-figure salary? Get the fuck out of here. She makes what? Like, okay, what they say? She makes $220K a season. She doesn't have to even work an entire year to earn that shit. What is the average basketball season? What's the length? Like a third of the year? Like what, 4 months? Maybe 4 months? And I mean a little bit longer if you're in playoff contention, and a little bit longer if you are on the road to becoming a champion. But still, it's not like you play the whole fucking year. And then a lot of NBA players, they play overseas. But guess what? A lot of those NBA players don't do stupid shit like break the law. forced to go to a hostile country. Man, please. My sentiments exactly, Indigo Flow. She wasn't forced to do shit. She chose to do that. Hell, budget your money. Drive a fucking Honda. Get you an apartment. She wasn't forced, she was greedy. Hurry up and buy. Facts. The bitch wasn't forced, she chose to go over there and get more money. Fuck out of here. Again, hurry up and buy is absolutely spot on. LeBron James wouldn't have brought no fucking weed bait over there to begin with. Dumb bitches say anything. Yep. Manco TV, exactly. These spoiled women in America, first world problems. $220K to play basketball and complaining she don't make more money. That and here I am about to say this again. Put asses in seats. That's what you gotta do. Put asses in seats. The NBA, once again, like I say, what a really stupid, entitled comparison. The NBA had to build themselves up into what they are today. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in the first decade of their existence. It didn't. A lot of athletes in the off season, well, they had to do what Miss Griner did, and they had to go overseas and play for more money. Because, like, unfortunately, a lot the first thing a lot of these people do when they get these big contracts is they buy $1 million fucking house. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Yeah, that's correct, Indigo Flow. Live within your means. Live within your means. 220K a season is not bad. It's not. Like I said, to work 4 months out the year, 220K is damn good. Brittany Griner's going to come back to America in an American flag denim outfit, waving too many flags, talking about only America. As in Marcus B28 says, NBA players go overseas also and no criminal problems because they know what's up. A lot of which are black guys, like I said, and like I said, black men, we're held to the fullest accountability, no matter what these stupid ass people and these sycophants say on damn social media. Like black men, for some reason, aren't held accountable. That is one of the biggest lies ever. The only ones that don't hold the only people that don't really hold black men accountable are the women that they are fucking. That's why you hear a bunch of bullshit all the time. They see NBA players in envy. You know why? Because NBA players put asses in seats. Who the fuck is held more accountable than black men? I'll wait. Um, they will say it's them. B Dubs will say it's them. That they are held more accountable when someone says something about a fucking bonnet. Nobody likes us. Hurry up and buy. Remember Lonzo Ball and them went to China and they popped LeVar using his connect to get them boys home. And then they sit up there and talk about they're not protected. But who is putting his neck on the line, or who is reported to put his neck on the line to try to help out Brittany Griner? A black man, Roy Jones Jr. Manco TV said the NBA players make what they make because the NBA generates that type of money. That money don't just come out of thin air. And the audacity for a white woman to say a black man in America has privilege. Let me tell y'all something. White women need black women to champion their causes. Otherwise, they are powerless in their system of patriarchy. And even with black women championing their causes, they are still powerless in their system of patriarchy. However, catastrophic impact X83rd Power. A few seasons ago, they fired Miami center Myers Leonard for saying something anti Semitic while playing Call of Duty in a live stream. Yep. And that's to the point of accountability. So, thanks for saying that, Hybrid. Said men are always held accountable. Exactly. Shit, men are held accountable for things that we don't even fucking do. Back to my whole point about believe all women. A lot of women will lie on men and men will get punished. But they try to sit up here and pretend like men are some protected class. Hey, I offer any of them bitches. They want to be men so bad, try being a man but try being a man for a day. I guarantee they'll run back to being a woman making sandwiches and being barefoot in the kitchen with that mop in hand, washing fucking dishes. Talking about some yes sir, yes sir. Men are the only ones that can handle being men. Donnie says, "Where's the Alphabet Squad?" Yeah, yeah. Where? Shoot, why isn't the whole alphabet community ain't in full throttle at WNBA games, uh, in lines around the corner buying tickets? And most importantly, the other point that Donnie made, why ain't the group that was boycotting Chappelle holding signs for Griner? Number one is because number one, they don't fucking care, which is the real reason. Number two, Russia don't play that shit. Hurry up and buy says the WNBA will never get to a men's level. The only way to do that is for them hoes to put on thongs and G string and make it look sexy. Then maybe they'll have a shot at selling out seats. Man, not them women. Shit. You look at Brittany Griner. Do you want to see her in a thong? Seriously, bro. I mean, we cool and all, but too, do you want to see that in a thong? Shit. If let me tell you something, lower that goal, put in that 3 point line a little closer, and go grab them girls that be playing volleyball. You know the thick, big legged girls that be playing volleyball. Shit, I guarantee you they'll get more views than them. Facts or no? Tell me in the chat. Facts or no? Anthony Drosos because they're mostly racist. Yeah, in Russia. Yeah, they will fold like origami if they live like a man for one day. See what Toya say? Toya got a LMAO. Toya said because the b-ball girls being gay is the last worst kept secret. Yeah, like I was showing y'all that Candace Wiggins article. St. Nick's, you'll need attractive women to do that. Exactly. And even with attractive women, it'll be an attraction. It still won't generate the revenue that the no, not well, I ain't gonna say WNBA, that the NBA generates. The games are just more exciting. They're more physical. Ray Hummer, the Hummer Force, what's going on? Marlon J, volleyball girls be fine. Yeah. Say they better blame Biden to shut the fuck up. Yeah, like they don't they actually did she write a letter to Joe Biden, please help me, and Biden pretty much ignored it. Hell, I mean, shit. I mean, you can't expect Biden to really do anything. The man ignores complete sentences. Shoot. I mean, I say, hell, I mean, uh, the alphabet community, lots of unchecked racism in there, and people are so afraid of being accused of phobia, it goes unchecked. Yeah, a lot of big time racists are in the alphabet community. Dave Chappelle said something about that in his special, The Closer. And that is something that you're right. A lot of people are afraid to discuss because they're shamed and they're called phobic and basically they're ostracized. And what? Let me tell you something. I'm really disappointed in Macy Gray. Like she took a stance that says surgery doesn't make you a woman, which I'm one of those people, and I'm saying it to you guys. I'm one of those people that believes that gender is fact. So, and I don't give a fuck who tries to cancel me about that. Gender is fact. Sorry. That's why they try to. That's why they try to cancel J.K. Rowling because she believes that gender is fact. But the reason why I'm disappointed in Macy Gray is Macy Gray walked it back, talking about she was educated on the LGBT community. What did Donnie? You don't trap You don't trap would have had his Twitter fingers getting that gigantic bull dagger cut loose. What happened to the pride in black ass Kamala? Y'all not pushing for the sister to help another sister. Facts. 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 I mean, shit. What does a vice president do? Actually, we don't know because this is one of the only thing that Kamala Harris has done is say I'm the vice president. That's all she does, and she was put up on a pedestal like she is like the biggest black woman ever. Like like you would have swore the way they spoke about her, she was Lupita Nyong'o. And then when she won, you see her in a photo with Mindy Kaling. All of a sudden, oh, they look just alike. Oh, if anybody remembers that show called The Mindy Project, that's Mindy Kaling. She's I would say South Asian or Muslim or Middle Eastern, as I like to call it. Since she tried to be Ellen Iverson. Hey, see, hold on one second. Copy. Yeah, but D Scott, thank you for the super chat. He says nobody wants a miniature Ti doing layups and screaming every 30 seconds. Look at Brittany Cinderblock shoulders. Oh man, The man said Stephanie Marbury. Yeah. Well, yeah. What happened to all these champions of social freedoms? Like the Democratic Party had been. Why are they not helping Brittany Griner? Saint Nick 69, what's going on? He said East Indian, and they don't care for black folks. Yep, that's one of those well kept secrets too. A lot of the world do are actually they pattern themselves after racism against blacks, especially in places like Russia as well. Like they really don't like us. They don't in the most racist of ways. But the difference between America and other places is other places that shit can go easily unchecked. I mean, America it kind of goes unchecked too, but whereas we're fucked over here, we're really fucked over there. And that and that's why I have to say this. That's why you should stay grounded in reality. Because if you're not grounded in reality, guess the fuck what? You're gonna end up like Brittany Griner. And then you're gonna have stupid motherfuckers, stupid motherfuckers trying to make dumbass comparisons. If it were LeBron, LeBron would be home. Shit. LeBron wouldn't have been caught up in that dumb situation in the first place. Sorry. Sorry. Hmm. See where I am. 31 likes. Oh, 33 likes. Cool. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. No dislikes. Yeah, people try to sneak the dislikes in as soon as I get off the air. Weather says Mindy Kaling's brother posed as a black man to get admitted into Harvard. Thing is, he actually looks like a black man. Yeah, yeah. A lot of brown folks, like when it's convenient, they try to pose as one of us. They try to they try to throw the virtue signal so you can catch it. They use the coolness of our color, but they don't welcome the struggle that it takes to be one of us. As soon as that even looks like it's coming their way, then they automatically default to being something else. I mean, to being their actual, you know, being their actual race. Oh yeah, and let me tell you something. Black people, we have been as far as the voting demographic, we have been eclipsed by the Latino American community now. We have been eclipsed by them. And guess what? We let it happen because we kept voting for those politicians. However, catastrophic impacts they say the third power says, bro, ain't enough liquor in town to make me go there with those two. Yeah, yeah, cause we kept vote. Like not only that we kept voting for a party that say that they are for us but are actually against us. And I'm not saying that voting Republican is any better. I mean, but what's worse? Someone telling you the truth about how they feel about you so you'll know what to expect, or someone pretending to like you and totally deceiving you. I mean, I'm telling y'all, like, and it took me a while to learn this too, but due to like a lot of the things that I've been observing as far as politics, if you really take a deep dive into it, the Democratic Party ain't worth a shit right now, and they haven't been worth a shit for a long time. The man said I'd rather become a monk. Saint Nick's said something I kind of enforced earlier. LeBron ain't gonna mess up his brand for some silly shit either. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I think LeBron takes his image as a public figure very seriously. Marlon J said the Dems ain't never been worth a shit. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are fans of the Dems though. They'll get mad at me for saying that. And they were like, "What you gonna do? Vote Republican?" I said, "No, man. I'm thinking about voting for a goddamn voting for Harambe next time, like next election. Even though Harambe is dead, that vote will be better used." Weather said hybrid. I'm busting all in Gail's wig. Man, y'all wilding down there in the chat. But yeah, it's this curse of comparison. Like I said, people usually use that in a different context. Like if you're good, but if you're being compared, you can, be overshadowed by someone else's greatness or or someone else's better decision making, and I believe this is the case with both, as far as Brittany Griner being compared to LeBron James and the constant comparisons of the WNBA to the NBA. Whether I do kind of agree with that, even though Gail King pretty much has joined the fray as far as feminism and its disdain for black men. Gail King got some yams. Yeah, and I mean, and I've been noticed that. I noticed that years and years ago. Years and years ago, I noticed how thick and wide hip Gail King was. Mm. Yeah, but when you do when you do um when you do make bullshit comparisons, like what this whole comparing Brittany Griner to LeBron James, which it really is no real comparison, not for real. You shoot yourself in the foot. You really do. Like LeBron James is a class act compared to Brittany Griner. There were some people that there was a female that not too long ago tried to come forward and say that her and LeBron James were doing some things, but it really that I think due to the lack of evidence that story kind of fell through the cracks. And plus it's LeBron James, so when you make comparisons, we'll get back to what I was saying. When you make comparisons to greats such as LeBron James, then you're probably going to shoot yourself in the foot quite a bit. Brittany Griner is in no way, shape, or form anywhere near LeBron James. Nowhere near. And it was a really stupid thing to say in the first place. I mean, and we keep like, and it seems as if every time they get in trouble, or they, as in women in particular, B dubs, every time they get in trouble and they do something stupid, They try to somehow bring men into it, like uh we're somehow a privileged group, well, black men in particular, that we're somehow a privileged group of people when nothing further can be from the truth. We're not a privileged group of people. It's just that in a lot of situations, we're just plain smarter. We know what's up. Brittany Griner obviously didn't think that fat meat was greasy. Shout out to Rogish son. That man said yeah, he said a couple times, like, people, sometimes people don't believe that fat meat is greasy. But I bet you Brittany Griner does now. Shoot. We shouldn't turn everything into a lack of accountability and whataboutism just because we're the ones that get caught looking stupid. And a lot of these people are going to learn their lessons yet. If they don't, hell, they're gonna have to keep suffering the consequences. And I mean, there ain't much you can say to push against that. Shit, hell, if I do something stupid, I don't expect people to try to sit up there and defend that shit. I would understand that if there's no one around to defend it. The man said Gail swallows. That man, what was that off of a scary movie? Oh man, y'all all a trip. Y'all, I mean, I enjoy doing these broadcasts, but y'all make me enjoy doing them even more. Yeah, but just do better. Just do better. Whether you're male or female, just do better. Cause ain't no in a lot of these situations, and especially in Brittany Griner's situation, and her stupid ass coach should have realized it. Shit, compare yourself to someone else is never going to save you. If it was the clean, if it was the clean, family friendly star of Space Jam, they would have gotten her out. However, catastrophic impact. X83rd Power said, "Give me Grace Jones." What? Old school Grace Jones? Man, let me tell you something. When Grace Jones first came out, I was like, what, 7 or 8 years old? She used to scare me. See, and I mean, like that. That's not that. That's not. And there are a lot of people who probably say that because or say that I'm saying that because she's dark skinned. No, it ain't. She literally used to scare me. Grace Jones from Conan movie. Yeah, that's the fuck. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Shoot, her, Wilt Chamberlain, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But to each his own. Oh, Donnie retyped the comment. Said if it was a clean and family friendly star of Space Jam, they would have had her out. It doesn't matter if she was smoking weed in the country, it's illegal and known for beating her girlfriend. Weather said I'll take Mrs. Parker and Gail. Yeah, but yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Listen up. Thanks for tuning in once again, and and for allowing me to call the bullshit. Not really that you can disallow me or not allow me to do it because I'm still gonna do it. But um, yeah, but I'm just here to say that comparing yourselves to someone who would have never done that dumb ass shit is extremely fucking stupid. And just do better. make more sensible arguments at the end of the day. And this is a trope that we've been seeing on social media for quite some time. Is like, okay, just because you're making these bullshit comparisons, just because you're not, just because we won't deflect the sagging pants, just because you look really fucking stupid wearing a bonnet, or when you twerk at the most inappropriate times, you got to compare yourself to a white girl twerking, which only tells us that you believe that white women are your leaders. Is not going to stop common sense from eventually prevailing. And with that being said, uh, I'm out. Just like I said, do better, make better arguments, and take accountability. And truly, this world will be a better place. So stop falling for the curse of comparison. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH. Once again, coming to you guys. Thank you for your support, your comments, your super chats. Uh, check something real quick. Yeah, and just thank you for your likes and everything else. And I am out. Long live the habitual line steppers, and Kev, we trust. I am gonna win. When we do, we all win, and that's a fact. Peace out.